To no one who will ever read this, I am in love with my husband's brother, and I have been for 3 years. Not a crush, not an infatuation, not some passing fantasy I can dismiss or ignore. I am deeply, painfully, impossibly in love with Daniel, and every single day I wake up next to his brother, my husband, Michael. I feel like I'm betraying everyone I care about just by existing. Let me start by saying that Michael is a good man. He's kind, stable, supportive. He's been an excellent father to our daughter. He's never given me a reason to leave, never been cruel or neglectful or dismissive. When people ask me if I'm happy in my marriage, I say yes, because by every objective measure, I should be. But I don't love him. Not anymore. Maybe I never did. Not the way I should have. And when Michael reaches for me now, when he holds me, I close my eyes and wish I were somewhere else. I've become an expert at pretending everything is fine. I met Daniel at our wedding. Michael had told me about his younger brother, of course. The stories were always tinged with a mixture of pride and frustration. Daniel was brilliant, but directionless, talented but unreliable, the family wild card who'd spent his 20s traveling, taking odd jobs, chasing dreams that never quite materialized. He'd been backpacking through South America during most of our engagement, and Michael wasn't even sure he'd make it back in time for the wedding. But he did. He showed up 2 days before the ceremony, and the moment I saw him, something shifted in me. Where Michael is measured and careful, Daniel is spontaneous, magnetic. They look similar, same dark hair, same tall build, but Daniel has this energy, this presence that makes everything around him feel more vivid, more alive. I felt it immediately, a connection I couldn't explain. During the rehearsal dinner, when he caught my eye across the table and held my gaze just a moment too long. During the toasts, when his voice cracked slightly, saying he'd never seen his brother happier, and something in his expression made me wonder if he truly meant it. During the family photos, when his hand rested on the small of my back, and I felt my breath catch, I told myself it was just wedding jitters, last-minute panic disguised as attraction to someone I'd just met. I married Michael 2 days later and tried to forget the way my entire body had responded to his brother's presence. But even on my wedding night, when Michael held me close, part of my mind wandered to thoughts I shouldn't have been having. For the first year, distance made it easier. Daniel left again after the wedding, spent months in Southeast Asia. Michael and I settled into married life. I got pregnant. We bought a house. Our relationship became comfortable, predictable. It was fine. Everything was fine. Then Daniel came home for good. He moved back to town, got a job teaching high school English, rented an apartment 15 minutes away, and suddenly he was everywhere. Sunday dinners, birthday parties, holding our newborn daughter with such tenderness. I had to look away because something about it made my chest ache. Michael wanted his brother around constantly, thrilled he'd finally settled down. So Daniel became a fixture in our lives, and somewhere in those weekly encounters, I fell completely, devastatingly in love with him. The way he remembers everything I say, the way he actually listens, leans in when I talk, like my words matter. The way he looks at me sometimes, really sees me before he catches himself and looks away. Like he understands something about me that I've forgotten about myself. Michael loves me, but it's comfortable love, routine. Daniel looks at me like I'm someone worth discovering. It started small, accidental touches in the kitchen that lingered a second too long, standing close enough that I could feel the warmth radiating from him, the way he'd find excuses to be near me, brushing hair from my face, steadying me with a hand on my arm, holding my hand when saying goodbye just a beat longer than necessary. The tension built for months. Every interaction felt charged, dangerous. I found myself thinking about him constantly. When I was doing dishes, when I was putting our daughter to bed, when I was lying next to Michael at night. Then came the night 6 months ago that changed everything. Michael was out of town. Daniel stopped by to drop off a book. Our daughter was asleep. We opened wine, talked for hours on the couch, the space between us shrinking until our knees touched. The air felt heavy with everything we weren't saying. The conversation turned intimate. He told me about a relationship that had ended badly, how he'd realized he was in love with someone he couldn't have. "Daniel," I whispered, and the way he looked at me, I knew he was talking about me. He leaned in slowly, giving me time to stop him. I didn't. His hand came up to cut my face, and I trembled at his touch. We stayed frozen like that, breathing each other's air. "Tell me to leave," he said, a voice rough. "Tell me to go, and I'll never bring this up again." Instead, I closed the distance between us. The kiss was everything I'd imagined, and nothing like what I'd experienced before. It was desperate, hungry, 3 years of tension compressed into a single moment. His hands were in my hair, mine clutched at his shoulders, and I felt more alive than I had in years. He pulled me closer, and I went willingly, my heart racing, every nerve ending on fire. For those few perfect moments, nothing else existed. Then reality crashed in. We were on the couch where Michael and I sat every night. Our daughter was asleep upstairs. If we went any further, there would be no coming back. "We can't," he breathed, though his hands remained on my waist like he couldn't bear to let go. "We can't do this." I pulled away, straightening my clothes with shaking hands. We didn't speak, couldn't look at each other. He left without another word. We never talked about what happened, but now, when he comes to dinner, the air feels electric between us. I feel his eyes on me constantly. When I hand him a plate and our fingers touch, I have to suppress a shiver. My thoughts became consumed by him. Now when Michael holds me, I close my eyes and wish it were someone else. I imagine a different life, a different choice. The guilt is crushing, but I can't stop. Last month, Daniel brought someone to dinner. Emma? Sweet, beautiful Emma. I had to watch her touch him, her hand on his arm, her smile when she looked at him, and pretend I was happy for them, while something inside me shattered. But when she kissed him goodbye, Daniel's eyes found mine, and the pain in them matched my own. 2 weeks ago, we ran into each other at the grocery store. First time alone since that night on the couch. We made awkward small talk, both aware of how carefully we were choosing our words. In the parking lot, he caught my wrist. "Are you okay?" he asked quietly. Such a simple question, but the concern in his eyes nearly undid me. "No," I admitted. "Are you?" He shook his head. "Emma's nice," he said. "She seems wonderful." "She's not you." His voice dropped. "I can't stop thinking about you. About that night. I think about it constantly. I can't sleep. When I'm with her, all I can think about is you. Daniel, I'm trying to do the right thing," he said. "Trying to move on. But I can't. I can't stop wanting what I can't have." I was trembling, on the verge of tears. "This is torture." "I know." His grip on my wrist tightened. "Tell me to stop. Tell me you don't feel the same way." I couldn't. because I did feel the same way, with an intensity that terrified me. I can't, I whispered. We stood there, both of us on the edge of something that would destroy everything we knew. Finally, he released my wrist. I should go, he said. Daniel, don't. Please, I'm barely holding on here. He left. I sat in my car and cried until I couldn't cry anymore. Now, I'm trapped in this impossible situation. I love someone I can never have. I'm married to someone I don't love, not the way he deserves. I go through the motions of my life, wife, mother, daughter-in-law, while my heart belongs to someone else entirely. And the guilt should stop me, should make me end this emotional affair, this betrayal of my husband. But I can't give up the way Daniel makes me feel. Seen, understood, alive. Even if we can never be together, even if this longing is all I'll ever have, I can't let it go. So this is my confession. I am in love with my husband's brother. I've kissed him, nearly crossed a line I can never uncross. I think about him when I'm alone, when I'm with Michael, when I'm supposed to be focusing on anything else. I imagine a different life where I met him first, where we could be together without destroying everyone around us. But that's not reality. Reality is Sunday dinners where I pretend everything is fine. Reality is lying next to Michael at night while my thoughts are somewhere else entirely. Reality is watching Daniel with another woman and dying inside. I know this is wrong. I know I should confess, should end this somehow, should be honest with everyone involved. But the truth would destroy too many lives. Michael's, Daniel's, our daughters, our entire family. So I carry this secret alone, this love that can never be spoken, this longing that will never be satisfied. I am in love with the wrong person, and I have to live with that every single day.